Welcome back to the Comedy Crypt. This week our special guest is Noah Ciccimaro. He is part of stage crew and also he works on the Comedy Crypt, specifically the video and sound portion of it. He's pretty cool, pretty chill. He has long hair and I think he's a swell guy.
Thanks, Kyle.
Well, let's just jump into the first question, which is, what is it like being involved in stage crew?
It's interesting. It gets really interesting. You have to work with a lot of different people, whether you want to or not. It gets chaotic. There's lots of interesting things going on, but it's fun. You build up like a friendship with people. It's like a family.
Yeah, it's like pretty close-knit in there, right?
Yeah, we're all
I walk in
pretty good
sometimes
friends.
and it's,
chaotic.
I just wonder how you guys get stuff done whenever I walk in there.
Yeah, me too. And then it's like we get to time to do the show and all these things are just built and they're kind of there and we don't really know how they got there because none of us really know how things get done.
So stage crew involved with building like props and the set for certain theater
Building
productions?
sets, getting props, running lights and sound, wrangling the actors to make sure they're in the right places at the right time.
So just
painting.
everything except acting.
Yes, we're in charge of everything except
everything
acting.
that nobody notices.
Yeah,
Sweet.
it's a thankless job.
It's a thankless job.
It's a thankless job.
So you're volunteering for this, right?
Yeah,
Like you're signing up for it.
yeah, like with no reward.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, that ends our first question of this week of the Comedy Crypt, and that brings us to our first segment. I know you all are very excited for this. It is favorite blank. I know there's a lot of people like this because I've seen. So, let's just jump right into it. Noah, what's your favorite color?
Favorite color? Purple.
Purple?
Purple.
You
Yeah.
seem like a purple guy.
It's a nice color. I look good in it. I don't know. It's just something about purple.
Something about purple?
It's great because I like red. I like blue. It's like the in between. You know, it's a good color.
You're wearing red right now.
Yeah, because
Is that a
this is
Chipog Dramatic?
yeah,
shirt?
it's the only Chipog Dramatic shirt that I could find here because I forgot to grab one when I left the house this morning.
Oh,
Yeah, so we have about 20 of these.
we are dedicated to preparation here.
Very
at the comedy-
dedicated.
At the Comedy Crypt. Anyways, next, what's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal? Ooh, that's a hard one. Probably like I don't know. Squids are pretty cool. Octopuses, you know, they can fit through like small
They got a lot
small
of
objects.
arms.
Yeah, they got a lot of arms. They could do a lot with a lot of arms. They'd be like really good at multitasking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, why they have them?
I don't know. I
'Cause
mean,
evolution is like
I-
what best fits.
I think that's just evidence that octopuses are better than we are. They have more arms.
Octopi.
Octopi. Sorry. They can just do more than we can, Kyle.
Yeah, we're dedicated to bringing you factual information here at the
Factual
Comedy Crypt.
information.
Anyways, what's your favorite activity?
Favorite activity? When I'm not at crew, sleeping. That's the only thing I have time for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's your favorite math operation?
My favorite math operation, like
Like
adding,
addition,
subtracting.
yeah.
Probably addition. 'Cause it's 9 times out of 10, that's the easiest one to do.
Yeah, you know, good old 4 plus 4.
Yeah, 17.
My favorite is tetration. Look it up.
Yeah, you love tetration, Kyle.
Yep.
I,
What's your favorite day of the week?
My favorite day of the week? Either Tuesday or Saturday. Because like, for Tuesday, it's not Monday, so
Those
it's not
are two
like.
very different days.
Yeah, well, I have reasoning, Kyle. So, Tuesday, it's not Monday because Monday is the day we have to go back to school. It's horrible. Wednesday is the middle of the week. It's like you think that you're way further into the week and you're not. Thursday is just Thursday. Friday is like kind of the weekend, but not really. And then, so Saturday is another one of my favorite days. I don't have an issue with that. Don't have an issue with Tuesday. And then Sunday is like the weekend day before we have to go back to school. So,
Thursday's like the November of the year.
yeah, it's like the day comes and you don't think it should be there, and
It's
it
like,
really
oh,
shouldn't
hey,
be
it's
there.
November.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, what's your favorite method of timekeeping?
A clock?
Good old sundial, clock,
Who carries a sundial
Wristwatch.
with them?
wristwatch.
I guess my phone. My phone has good time on it. It's right. It's accurate.
I like good old astronomical
You
timekeeping.
just look up at the sky.
Do you go by
and
Greenwich Mean Time or just
Oh.
Eastern Standard?
That's a great time to use. Eastern Standard Time.
Just
is-
standard time.
Yeah, it's just the standard time
Yeah.
of the Eastern
Anyways,
area.
let's finish it off with what's your favorite historical period?
My favorite historical period, probably like the medieval era. It was cool. It's just interested in the time period. I think
It
a lot
had
of
Charles the
interesting
Hammer Martel.
things. Yeah.
I watched a movie about it once. It was very interesting.
Who was that, Kyle?
He's someone.
Someone?
I'm amazed that they had cameras to capture all this footage.
Yeah,
back
all
then.
the way back in the medieval
all the
era.
way back
there
then.
were a lot of
They
someones
didn't
in
even
that
have
time.
cars.
No, they didn't.
Anyways, that wraps up our first segment of this week of the Comedy Crypt. Favorite blank. How about you answer in the comments below?
You know, Kyle, what's your favorite color?
Blue,
Nice.
as you could tell.
I can see.
Okay.
Nice.
That was a nice
Sorry.
setup.
I just felt like I need to ask you.
So, question 2. How has your experience with the Comedy Crypt been so far?
It's fun. It's a good activity during advisory when I have nothing to do.
It's
So
great to
it's
tune
good.
in at
Yeah,
home, right?
it's great to tune in at home.
Yeah.
There's some great content right here with a great host.
Yeah. Yeah. And even greater guests.
He's great. You're great, Kyle.
Yeah.
You're a great host. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but
That felt kind of rude.
that wasn't sarcastic. I'm serious, Kyle. Thank you.
No, like me just saying you're welcome.
Oh no, it's okay, Kyle. No, but we get to work with some fun people. I get you
Yep.
and Tim. We got this nice area to work in.
Yeah.
This
where
beautiful
half of
desk.
Where half of it is not used.
Yeah, there's a good fourth of this room.
We
being
get a ton
used.
of guests who decide to hole up in the crew room instead of in the actual audience.
Yeah, we got some lights that make people glow.
We get some mishaps that have had to iron out for a while.
Yeah, we got all this tangle of wires on the floor that you guys can't see.
You weren't supposed to tell them that.
Shush.
All right, and moving on to our second segment. I know you all love this one. $1 million idea. Have you thought about this, Noah?
I have, Kyle. And
Everyone should be thinking about their $1 million idea.
I think you're gonna like this $1 million idea, Kyle.
Oh boy, I'm in for a
I
treat,
think-
aren't I?
Some Comedy Crypt merchandise.
Oh, that is a great idea. That would definitely make all the big Broncos, you know?
Yeah, of course it would. You could sell T-shirts. You could sell like I don't
Couple
know.
Benjamins.
Yeah, you could sell like what
T-shirts.
are those things that you put around like a can to like the can stays cold but your hands stay warm when holding it. You know those things. Those can
Sleeve?
holders. Yeah, I guess you call it a sleeve. You have T-shirts. You have hats. You have all sorts of stuff.
Mug.
A mug.
Yeah.
It's great. And then
Yeah.
you could have your Comedy Crypt mug on your desk,
Yeah.
which has whatever your preference of drink is.
That requires a bit more work than I'm used to.
Yeah, but it's $1 million idea for sure.
Yeah. Definitely $1 million idea.
Yeah. You could make
wonder
maybe a
how it would
multi-million
sell.
dollar idea.
Maybe I could make this a subscription service where you have to pay to watch it. That would definitely go over
I don't know.
well.
I think Tim would probably, our sound and video man, would probably buy about 30,000 Comedy Crypt shirts.
I'm
at
pretty
least.
sure that 90% of the sales would be from one person.
Tim?
No,
No? You?
no,
Me?
no.
Who?
Someone.
Someone? Just anyone?
Yeah.
Kaylee McKay seems
Oh
to
yeah,
think it's her.
our very special audience guest
Our very special audience guest.
who says that the Comedy Crypt is the only reason
Blur.
that she is alive.
Blur that out in post. You didn't hear that name.
Yeah.
Blur it out in post.
Now we'll live with an unending mystery.
Great-
Anyways, that
great
wraps up
production.
our second very special segment on the Comedy Crypt episode 4 with Noah Ciccimaro, which brings us to our third question. Are there any issues with stage crew that you would like to see fixed?
Well, we could start with the equipment that we have. The lighting board that I use is it's from like, I think 1987. So it's way older than I am. It's old. It takes forever to turn on. It
Wait.
shuts off randomly.
1987.
Yeah.
That is like 37 years ago.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yes.
I just
no,
I
that's
did
like
it off the top of my head.
33, I think.
All right,
I don't know. I can't
like,
do that.
well, get it up to 1990,
It's old.
which is
For
3.
a lighting board,
10
it's
years
old.
for 2000, then that's 29, so that's 32 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah. So when it comes to lighting,
That is not the age that you are.
no, that is
And
twice
you are-
the age that
you are
I
17.
am. That's exactly. I'm 16.
So they haven't updated it in
That's
32
twice
years.
the age that I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like sound and lighting equipment, that's really old.
Yeah.
Like you need to update it at least every 5 to 8 years, but they get expensive. That's an issue. What other issues do we have?
Anything with the people running it?
No, actually this year we have some pretty good people running. We got a good director. We have a good technical director. They're both very helpful. They're very open to our ideas. It's nice this year. Everything's working really well. But like,
Except for the equipment.
yeah, except for
which
the
is probably
equipment.
the most important
Which,
part.
yeah, the equipment, it's functional. I can use it. I've done like 6 shows with it now, so
Well, you can use
it
pretty
works.
much everything. It just
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't
I could do
that
it
it's
by
good.
hand if I wanted to, but I don't.
Jeez,
So,
by hand.
yeah, just plugging and unplugging things
man,
for
oh
like
man.
2.5 hours straight.
Man,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. What other issues? AgSem put a big damper on Chippewa Dramatics because anything that was stored in the custodial area, which is now gone, was moved into Stagecraft or the stage, which took up a good 75% of our storage space or non-storage space. So there's very little room to do work now.
Did they tell you guys this beforehand?
No.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's great. You work around it. You find there's just like, I don't know, we found some weird metal contraptions that we don't know what they do or what they're for.
That's the
They're
be-
in there now.
Some unknown metal contraption with
great.
an unknown purpose is definitely the thing you want to keep around.
But if there's anything,
teenagers.
yeah, if there's anything that I've learned from Chippewa Dramatics, it's that anything can be turned into a skateboard. So a lot of these things have been turned into skateboards.
That is a very specific life lesson.
Yeah, it's just everything rolls when it comes to like anything we have.
Even the
So-
wigs,
Yeah, all the wigs roll.
the props.
Yeah, they roll. You can get them to roll if you throw them fast enough.
Well, that's not really rolling.
Shh. It's tumbling. Tumbling works.
You don't
know.
really tumble on a skateboard unless you're bad
You
at it.
you could work on it. It works.
Well, seems like you need to work on a lot of things over there.
Yeah.
In terms of the equipment.
But I think personally, I think our shows come out really well.
Could it do with a bit more like funding?
Yes, because a bit more funding would lead to better equipment.
How important do you think it is to be funded compared to all the other extracurricular activities?
I think there are certain extracurricular activities that need more funding than us, but I think more funding would be great for us. I think we are slightly underfunded because we have enough funding for like building and buying paint, wood, screws, all that kind of stuff. But a lot of our equipment's old, and if we had better funding, we'd be able to have better equipment. So
Get on it, Chippewa.
now.
All right, that
Ma-
wraps up.
Oh, okay.
Do you have something?
Yeah,
else
I have
to
I
add?
have one thing. My biggest issue, Kyle, is that you don't want to play the big fish.
I'm not playing the big fish.
Why don't we want to play the big fish? And our musical on April 5th, 6th, and 7th, Big Fish the Musical.
What a well-placed ad. Anyways, I'm not being the big fish.
Okay, I tried. I figured if I did it on this talk show, you might have done it.
This is my domain.
Yeah,
Think you
but
could just come in here and demand things of me?
I didn't demand anything. I asked you, Kyle.
You wanna know why? It's because Tim took a sign-up sheet, and I believe illegally signed me up for it.
There was no signature on it. It was just your name.
It's just a piece of paper notifying the crew that I will be doing this, even though
That you wanted to do this.
I never wanted.
And that you would only accept the role of Big Fish.
I'm not doing that.
No.
Anyways,
Yeah,
that
I
wraps
tried.
up our third question of this week's The Comedy Crypt with Noah Ciccimaro, which brings us to our third and final segment. This is big. It's a brand new one. You guys haven't seen this yet. Which number is bigger?
Oh my.
Now, this is under the scope of Googologies, which is the study of incomprehensibly large numbers, which is fun because the names for them are amazing. And you need to figure out whether or not a certain number is bigger than another number only by the name of it.
Okay.
So
I got this, Kyle.
This is supposed to be a nice, fun little segment with no really high stakes, but to be fair, the show doesn't really have a lot of high stakes.
If I get them all right, can I have a high five from you?
Heck yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. That's a good enough reward for me.
So the first pair, which is larger, a Googleplex or a Milli-Nillion?
Thinking a Googleplex.
You got that right.
Yeah.
Bit of a freebie. Which is larger, Hypertrillion versus Hexadecimal Geagle? Just based on the names.
The second one.
You got it right. A hexadecimal Geagle is bigger than a Hypertrillion.
I'm curious how these are spelled. I feel like the more intimidating that they look, just the bigger the number is.
Oh, no.
No?
You can't trust anything in this business.
Ooh, is that a hint?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Which is larger, a pterofaxal or a Google quadruplexochime?
That second one.
You got it right. These are pretty softballs.
I need one more, right? There's only 4? Is it 4?
There are 6.
There's 6. Oh, I don't know why I thought there was 4. All right, let's continue, Kyle.
Which is bigger, a Google septiplexadudex versus a Gagglethron?
I like the word Gagglethron better, so I'm gonna say that one.
4 in a row. This is a lot
That's
less
a
hard
fun
than
word to say, Kyle.
Gagglethron?
Gagglethron.
That's a pretty big number.
That's a big number. How big is it, Kyle? Can you show me with your arms? How big is it?
pretty big.
Okay.
Next, which is bigger, a sexahexar versus a Hyperior hypercal?
The amount of times you moved your fingers saying, I'm thinking it's the second one.
It's a sad day. It's actually a sexahexar.
No.
You think the Hyperior hypercal?
That was a lot of
larger.
Hyperiors.
Yeah, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
What's a Hyperior? Does someone on our production crew want to look up what a Hyperior is?
They don't know.
No.
It's probably like
Darn.
this number to the power of
7.
9. Anyways, the final pair. This is big.
Okay. Oh no.
A Ultra Hyper Cosmo Galaxy Cosmo Hyper Ultral versus a Monster Cube.
That first one.
Irregular satellite shape.
So Hyperior is an irregular satellite, or what? An irrational satellite shape? Imagine irregular satellite shape? Whatever that means, that's great.
I don't think it's that.
I don't think so either, but it's good enough for me. So what were the numbers again, Kyle?
Oh boy.
Oh,
You got an Ultra Hyper Cosmo Galaxy Cosmo Hyper Ultral versus Monster Cube.
I'm gonna save that second one.
Monster Cube?
Yeah,
You got it right. You got 5 out of 6.
I'll take it.
The Sexahexar versus Hyperior hypercal did mess you up a bit.
It
but
did. All those Hyperiors, it's a couple too
think
many
it's
for
too
me.
big.
Yeah.
Also, I'm letting you know, I don't think any of the people who find these Googleisms take the names very seriously.
No, I don't think so either.
I found one that was called Sasquatch. And then another one that was called Berlin Wall.
I think Gagglethron is a good
Gagglethron
example
is
of
also
that.
a good one.
Gagglethron is a great name.
There is a prefix for a number tetrated to itself, but we're a family-friendly show.
What does that mean, Kyle?
Something. Anyways, that wraps up our third and final segment of the Comedy Crypt for this week, which brings us to our fourth and final question. Noah, what is the best part about being involved in stage crew?
The best part. It has to be either the people or just how satisfying it is to see a show finished. Because the people, they're great people to work with. We got a small crew, we're like a small family, we all work well together, it's great. And then we all work together, it's months and months of preparation, and the second the show starts, it's just the most satisfying thing to see all your work come together to have this great big performance.
A great big performance.
Yeah, this great big performance of a small amount of
That's the
people.
problem with support things, because a lot of people don't even notice all the hard work you put in. They're
See,
like, is that even supposed to be a house?
That's
ridiculous.
That's the thing though about doing tech, which is lighting and sound.
Yeah.
If people don't notice your work, you're doing it well.
Yeah, just like with like editing. Like some dude for like Pirates of the Caribbean, like some trailer, he had to add some like convincing fog and stuff. Spent 100 hours on it.
See, if people don't realize that it was work
And
put
it was
in,
like 2 seconds of the trailer.
yeah, well, that's like the other day, I spent 2 hours putting up a disco ball for the
Disco
show,
ball.
a disco ball, for a 5-minute scene.
5-minute scene.
So in total for the show, with the 3 performances, it's 15 minutes, with 2.5 hours of work put in. 2 hours, 2.5 hours of work put in.
Is the entire show 15 minutes?
No, just that the disco ball's only used in that one scene.
Okay.
You know, that's the work you put in.
Yeah, a lot of crew members don't get a lot of recognition, and I think we should change that.
I
I'd like
agree.
to give a big thanks to Noah for doing all the stuff that I can't do when I'm on camera, and Tim for also doing those things. But specifically, just
He's
being-
waving in the booth.
he's just being weird.
Yeah, it's great.
It's nice. It's just nice to be in a close-knit family. And also, if for those of you who want to know, the latest production of Stage Crew called Big Fish is going to be in the Chippewa Auditorium April 5th.
Starts at 7:30.
That's opening night. If you want to get there to see it at the same time as everybody else, you better get there, or else you'll miss it.
Yeah, only 3 performances. The short
Only
running.
3 performances. Total of 15 minutes for 2 hours of work. Imagine how much that must be for the entire production.
It's a good show. We got some great people in the show. We got a great lead.
And make sure you notice that darn lighting.
Make sure you look at the disco ball.
Yes. I think we've ended on a very good note.
I think we have, Kyle.
The crew people need more recognition.
We do. And I appreciate that you
gotta
give us
stay humble,
recognition,
Noah.
Kyle. Yeah, I know. I know we gotta stay
You
humble.
can't just like be asking for praise all the time.
Yeah, I know. But like, I get a section about this big in the playbill. That's like the size of my eye, Kyle.
Wait, that's how much you...
That's how much space I get in the playbill. Whereas the actors, because, I don't know, they have more written about them, have about that much.
The actors are overrated, to be honest.
Yeah,
All
you
they
know.
do is read lines that they didn't even write. And then sometimes they have to show emotion. You spend 2 hours on a disco ball.
Yeah, I did.
Like, come on.
Yeah. 2.5 hours, 2
To be
hours.
fair, the actors have to memorize
Yeah.
stuff. Or
See, I'd
whatever.
never be able to do that. I give props to the actors, too. But,
Well, they just gotta
Yeah.
memorize stuff.
yeah,
And they
it's
get all
hard, though,
they get all the
Kyle.
glory
You know, it's hard.
when they're like 30% of the show.
It's hard. I'm giving, like, I think we need recognition, but I think the actors, like, good job to them.
You know what?
You know?
I'm done.
You're done?
I just think that all the attention should be focused on somebody.
Somebody needs the attention.
Why do the actors get all the recognition?
Because they're there.
Well,
you
they're
know?
already there in the movie.
Yeah. You know, they're there, Kyle. You know, they're there to be there. They're there to have fun. They get recognition.
Yeah, fun.
Well,
Not buying it. Anyways, that wraps up this week on the Comedy Crypt. Our special guest, Noah Ciccimaro. He's in Stage Crew. He deserves more recognition, and he has very long hair.
I do.
Let's hear it, everybody. A thundering applause. A thundering applause.